Crunch time here on The Jump. All right, the Zen Master Phil Jackson turning 75 today. Vince, would you put Phil as the greatest head coach in NBA history?
Yes. Point blank.
Yes.
I mean, look at what he's done. Look at what he's done. I mean, with Michael Jordan, we can't throw the Knicks in there. We can't throw the Knicks in there. But everywhere else, I mean, he's had success and he's taken them to the pinnacle. So I say yes.
I'm going to say it's a tie between him and Greg Popovich, only because Greg Popovich did it with one franchise and built talent. Phil Jackson is very, very tactical and smart. He bounced around when the talent was there and showed up and just dominated the way only Phil Jackson could.
And he won.
Red Auerbach gets a shout in there, too, somewhere.
Shout out Celtics.
All right, it's time for the return of, oh, yes, cue that music, as the Kings turn. Last time we checked in with our heroes, they were in search of a new general manager. Well, today, they said they have their leading man. Rockets assistant GM Monte McNair will fill the post. So, Richard, given that McNair is coming from the Rockets, do you expect a more analytics-based approach to come to the Kings going forward?
Yes, I do. I see that. I'm glad that he jumped off that Houston Rockets ship real quick. He got up out of there. I'm joking. But really and truly, I think that's what they're going to do. Hopefully they can get this franchise back moving, because I know this and Vince knows this. When Sacramento is buzzing, that is a great place to play.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And look, Joe Dumars is also going to be a chief strategy officer there, so they have their management team in place. All right, guys, Bradley Beal averaged 30.5 points per game this season, and yet did not make an All-NBA team. That is the third most points per game in a season without making an All-NBA team. So it's happened before to at least a couple other guys. But, Richard, there has been an outcry. How could Bradley Beal not make it? Well, if you put him on, you got to take someone off. So who would you take off if you had to put Beal on, or would you put Beal on and take someone off?
Now, Bradley Beal is amazing, but let me say this. Absolutely nobody I would take off. Look, Bradley, when you signed that contract, no different than we criticized Carmelo for re-signing with the Knicks and not going to Chicago because he knew the Knicks were going to be bad. When you're going to sign that big contract, you know you're going to miss out on playoffs and accolades. So you can't be upset. You got the money and you performed. You did your part, but you knew that team was going to be subpar. So you can't be mad that you're not getting the accolades. You barely made the All-Star game, even though you deserved it, because you signed and took the money with the subpar team. You got to live with that decision.
So it's safe to say that Siakam, let's use him for example, got in because his team was better, not because of the numbers.
That is something that the
you
voters judge.
decide.
I'm a voter, and I definitely taken the team's record into account. Maybe. Let's take a look at this week's Signature Style, brought to you by ZALES. Bam Adebayo, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, all featured here. Richard, how much do you think that guys care about their wardrobe right now?
They do not, because I have cared less and less and less about my wardrobe while I am here. So I am not surprised at these guys. But look, they're bubble chic is what we call it. Bubble chic.
That's what we're calling it?
Yeah, that's what we're calling it, bubble chic.
Hey, I love the Paul George vote
guys.
thing.
You know that.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, gentlemen, I want to take a look back. Quick recap from a great Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Take a look.
It's going to be a dogfight. You know, both have great opportunities in front of us, and you know, we both won it, so it's going to be a war.
I ain't forgot. They said I remember the talk. I'm getting bread, so it's what you thought. The way I'm
on the way. Got it, Jimmy buckets. Another 5 minutes of play. The step back, Kemba Walker giving Boston the lead. Into traffic, got it, and one. Jimmy Butler delivering.
Can they get it done at the defensive end?
Blocked at the rim by Bam.
not in my house.
The Heat win Game 1. That's why he's the heart and soul of our team, right there.
I seen a lot, did a lot, I ain't forgot.
So Kemba Walker shot 6 for 19 in this loss, and he was pretty tough on himself after the game. Quote, "I'm just playing terrible, to be honest," he said. He said, "There's not much more I can say. I just got to be better. I got to do it for this team on both ends of the floor. I have to make better decisions, and I have to make better shots overall." Vince, what's your prescription for how the Celtics can get Kemba going tonight?
Well, if I'm the Celtics and Brad Stevens, I'm going to throw him a bone early. Typically, coaches script out 4 or 5 plays that they want to run, whether they want to see how the defense is playing a pick and roll or guarding a player. I want to get Kemba the ball early, get him going, not even making a shot. I just want to make sure he has the ball and he's making plays and getting 6 for 19 out of his head.
Yeah, no. I agree, Vince. You want to get him going. The difference is for a guy like Kemba, it's not like you can throw a post play. You can't throw a backdoor lob. So a lot of the shots that he was missing were three-pointers. And so, like, he did good from inside the arc. He was 5 for 10. But then all of a sudden, it's that 1 for 9 from 3. And a lot of them are shots that he normally makes. The one thing that I would say it's less about them and more about Kemba. Trying to focus on something else. Like, hey, I want to go into halftime with 5 rebounds. Like, count your rebounds. That takes you out of counting your misses, because if you go 0 for 1, 0 for 2, you start getting in your head. If you're counting something else, then your game just starts to naturally flow. So that's just kind of how, you know, I've seen players get out of just focusing on their three-point shot.
Correct. Well, and then like you said, RJ, he had success shooting in mid-range and getting in the paint and creating the double team with the big. So now I'm put him in the pick and roll where he can either get to that elbow jump shot or get a mismatch with a big where he can get in the lane, penetrate, either get fouled or make a play for someone else. So work your way, score in, work your way in, and work your way back out once you're feeling good and warm and comfortable with your shot.
It was encouraging to me, guys, that although he didn't shoot well from deep for most of the game, he had that great, huge, big shot toward the end of the game. So his confidence still was there. He was able to go back to the well.
Yeah, and he's definitely capable.
Yeah, we absolutely. Jaylen Brown said he wanted to get Kemba more catch-and-shoot threes. Do you like that idea? What do you think, Vince?
Absolutely. Like I said, just whatever works, whatever makes him feel comfortable. Catch and shoot. I think him having the ball in his hands early, just trying to make plays and figuring it out is the remedy, and then you can go from there. So if the mid-range is not working, put him off the ball. Like I said, let catch and shoot. Maybe get the ball on the second side and just beat somebody and get a layup.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.